Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode number 8 of Beginner's Java. Today we're going to be talking about Boolean logic. What is Boolean logic? Well, for those of you who remember, a Boolean, or the uppercase version, Boolean, is a simple true/false value. Now, a lot of the time, though, people don't think of how powerful it is understanding if something has changed or not, or if something is the same as what you expect it to be. I think that let's take an example here. So if we start off with a value like int employee pay equals 0 if, and then we'll make a Boolean and we'll call it is changed. And we'll say false. And we'll do something here. We'll say if employee pay, actually, let's not do that yet. So let's change it. We'll say system.out.println, enter the new pay for the employee. Right, we'll do something like this. And then we'll create our input mechanism, so we'll call it scanner scan. Some people just call it in. So I guess I'll call it scan. It doesn't matter what you call it, really. New scanner system.in. And so then all we have to do is say employee pay equals, actually let's change it to double just in case somebody wants to get fancy and input a double. And we can just say scan.next double. Alright, great. So now we're letting the user enter in how much someone earns. Alright. And after they do that, maybe we want to say if employee pay is, and let's say is not equal to 0. I don't know. Maybe under some weird circumstances, somebody has a job and they broke a bunch of dishes in a kitchen and now they owe the company money. So for the next week, they changed their pay to negative $100, right? So we just want to say is not equal to 0. All we're going to say is changed, oops, equals true. And then we'll just say something like if is changed. Because remember, all that's happening inside of these parentheses is we're trying to determine if a value is changed. We're not trying to determine anything crazy about, it doesn't have to be less than, it doesn't have to be greater than. It only needs to evaluate to being true or false, like this statement. So we're saying if the employee pay is no longer equal to 0, so meaning, if this statement is true, if employee pay does not equal 0, true is changed equals true. Now, if we said if it equals 0, it's the opposite, right? So now we're saying if it stayed the same. But no matter what, we're saying if this evaluates to true. So in this case, this is the same thing, right? Now we're saying if this is true, system.out.println, the employee's pay has changed from its initial value of 0. And we can just kind of throw that in there and leave it kind of at that. Because in essence, that's what Boolean logic is. It's pretty simple. It's straightforward. It's true or false. Now, on the other hand, let's and we could just put an else here and handle the contingency just because true or false only has two outcomes. But if we wanted to do the opposite and just write this out sort of long form, we can say not is changed. So basically, this is saying is not true. We'll say system.out.println the employee's pay is the same. And again, I'll just write it in here. This is the exact same as using false. Is true, and just set Boolean to true. So again, this should all be fairly simple. I feel like we've gone a little farther than this with using if statements, but as we progress forwards, you're going to really need to be certain on how you're handling these if statements. So, all right, I think that's going to just about do it for this one. It's a short one, so see you next time.